Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Daily Market Report brought to you by Mike Bjork. Today is Friday, and it's the day before Memorial Day weekend, and it is May 26th. We got a couple items here on the docket. We'll start off with the GDP. This is the second revision for the first quarter, so we get three of them. The final will be next month. So the first reporting, the initial one, came in at 0.7%. Forecasts, a lot of people thought will improve to 0.9%. It came in a bit higher at 1.2%. So obviously that's a pretty good improvement right there. Still a low number overall, but much better than obviously 0.7, what we saw earlier. Now, the Fed has also, like the Atlanta Fed especially, they think that the GDP might rise in second quarter as much as 4.1%. So I think the low number for the first quarter was a transitory, and they think second quarter will be a lot higher, even as high as 4.1. I think, me personally, I think that's a little high, but I think it'll be better, but I think that seems like a high number of 4.1%. So I guess the proof will be in the pudding once we start seeing those numbers beginning in July through September here. But in any case, that GDP number is going to increase the Fed funds futures coming into June's meeting at 88% chance of a rate hike there. So that number came in a little bit hotter than I think what we expected here. However, we got the durable goods orders for the month of April as well, or April, excuse me. We had originally we had 2.3. I'm sorry. Initially we had 0.7%, and March was revised higher to 2.3%. So that's a pretty big jump from 0.7 to 2.3%. So March is a pretty good number here. So when you look at these other numbers, that pretty big difference it will probably make offset these numbers. That's probably why investors are going to probably shrug this off a little bit here. But the durable goods orders was 2.3% March. Forecast supposed to be at drop of 1%, and they dropped only 0.7%. So again, it wasn't as bad as we thought in April, but March was much better than what we thought. So it kind of offsets one another. Now, when you strip out the big ticket items like airplanes and stuff, we got what they call the core capital equipment orders. And basically, March and April are identical at 0%. There's no growth in either of them there. Consumer sentiment, final revision. We have two versions in each month, and the previous one the initial one came in at 97.7, and we thought it would remain the same, and it dipped a little bit down to 97.1. But overall, good numbers. What the heavy ones they're going to be looking at is the GDP. They'll look at the durable goods, but with that, that revision in March, I think that's going to offset what we see on headline news as a drop of 0.7%. But that overall GDP increase, I think, will help things out here. Right now, the stock market's mixed. The Nasdaq and S&P is going at they're going their sixth day in a row, basically, of rising and rising and rising, and they're at all-time highs right now. So they're having a hard time, especially going into a long weekend here. Looking at the strategy of are we pushing the valuations too much now, especially after that FOMC minutes that were released, and even the Fed kind of came out and thinking that their thoughts on the valuations of stocks are a bit high. So there might be a little bit of a push this morning, but you may even see a little bit of a rebound later in the afternoon as we go into the Memorial Day weekend. The bond market will be closing at about 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, but the stock market will continue as normal markets. And of course, Monday being Memorial Day, both markets will be closed. So we won't be having this report next Monday. So we'll see you next on Tuesday. Some minor news here. It's not really affecting our markets today, but the UK is having some elections going on in their parliament, so that's something that's going to be watched, as well as the French will have some having very similar elections coming soon as well. But right now, in the UK, they're having their parliament elections, and right now the Conservatives seems to be kind of gaining steam as to control of the House over there. So let's take a look here at the bond market and see what's going on over there. And we are only down about 3 basis points from where we left off. We're up against this tough resistance here. We started the day up at it. We're down. Here's where we left off yesterday. Pretty much nil. And we're basically at, right now, about 3 basis points lower. But later in the afternoon, I wouldn't be surprised if we close up closer to here, maybe be up about 3 basis points. after close today, just primarily because I think you're going to see a slowdown in the afternoon in the stock market. But again, it would depend on if we see it in time, because as we just said about a minute or two ago, the bond market will be closing at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So we'll know probably in a few hours if it rebounds or not as late, or if it will be too late and they keep it in the stocks, or maybe move it into treasuries. All right, folks, so rates are about the same. So needless to say, rates are about the same. As you can see, this evenness here, rates are about the same as where we've been the last 3 days here. All right, folks, I hope you guys have a great long weekend here. That pretty much concludes it. But if you guys want updates throughout the day, just come over to Twitter. You can find me at Mike Bjork today. I will post a close around later this afternoon. And also, if you guys are in the market for a refinance or a purchase, I can help you out. I'm a loan officer, and I do help plenty of loans for purchases with pre-approvals. I also help people with the refinancings, whether if it's taking money out of the equity of their property and using it for other things, or if they're looking for going from an adjustable rate mortgage into a fixed rate, or if they're going from a 30-year and want to go to a 15-year, stuff like that. We have lots of different loan programs for all types of people. All right, you guys have a great long weekend. Hope to be in touch. But if you need those items, just feel free to reach out, and we'll look forward to see you guys on Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Enjoy and have a safe Memorial Day weekend. And thanks for our service members also for all their services and their sacrifices for serving our country. All right, take care. Bye-bye.